Just wanted to take a minute and talk to you about converting your roaster from natural gas to LPG or vice versa. As you can look in here, we've got a view of the Arizona 1.5, but most of these units are about the same. Slight exception on the Sedona, the looks of the burners. You've got to disconnect the gas line. You've got a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 screws or bolts to remove, and also disconnect the lines for the igniter, and then this whole unit pops out. And we're going to show you how simple it is to convert, but keep in mind, don't plan on converting it on a day that you plan on roasting, because you want to use an adhesive or a sealant for the injectors, so that it takes about 6 hours for this sealant to completely cure. So do it on a day when you're not roasting, and then the next day it should be good to go. That'll give you time to switch it over to whatever fuel you're changing to. Just for the sake of showing you some of the different varieties of burners, and also to compare the 3.5 Arizona with the 8 burner to the 4 burner on the Arizona 1.5. And this is the igniter, which I just have there to show you, but you don't have to take that off to switch it over. It might be easier to. A couple of screws or bolts, remove that, and then you're good to go. We're going to show you how quick and easy it is switching out the injectors so that you can go from either LPG to gas or gas to LPG. Okay, we're just going to show you with 1 or 2 of these. This one currently has gas, natural gas injectors in it. We want to switch it out to the LPG. Very hard sometimes to tell the difference, but part of the difference is the angle or the curve around the injector itself. We'll clearly mark when we send you those. Obviously it's going to be the opposite ones that we send separate in a bag from what's already in the unit. So if you had a natural gas and you're shifting over to LPG, the ones that you get will be ready for LPG. So you can either use a wrench to loosen these, which it's a little bit hard to get around, if you can see, because the stem of the burner kind of gets in the way. You can either screw these off. Sometimes the entire unit comes off like this, or you may have to take pliers or some sort of a wrench and loosen these. Not that hard to do. When you loosen them, you're breaking the seal of the gasket that's on there, so you want to clean all that off. You'll want to then get ready to put new gasket sealer on there, and you want a heat treated gasket sealer. You can either use one that forms a hard seal, which was actually what was on this, or one that always stays rubbery, which is what was on here. This is the red RTV gasket maker, but they also sell some great ones online. So you see how easy these screw off? You might be able to see, I don't know how in focus the camera is, and I'll show you you might be able to see the difference. The gas one is pretty much flat across the top. The LPG has the curved or beveled edge. I don't know what you call that. Some people say you could tell the difference in the hole. I personally can't tell much of a difference. The gas one appears to be slightly bigger, but I can't tell by that. But you can see it's pretty simple. You remove each one, then you screw the new one on. Make sure you screw it on the right way with the injector facing up, the nozzle end. You'll put your sealer right there, then you'll simply tighten these down. Use a wrench to make sure you've tightened them completely. You don't want gas leaking out of the bottom there, and of course that's where the seal comes in handy. Put your burner right back on top. And you do that with all 8 of them, or 4, or however many there are on your particular unit. And it's that simple. You'll need to let it sit after you put the sealer for whatever the recommended time is on the sealer. I would suggest at least 6 hours. It can't hurt to go overnight. When you test the unit the next day, look through your window or through your door and make sure no flames are coming out of the bottom. If flames are coming out of the bottom, turn off your unit. You did not seal the injectors properly. Now keep in mind, with the seal, it's probably easier to put the seal on after you've put the stem on, so that none of the sealant will seep up into where the injector actually is. And then before you put this down, put your sealant on. You can put a little bit on the threads of this, as well as on the surface of that, and then tighten it down. Make sure you got a nice good seal around it to where you can see it is, and then tighten it with a wrench. Let it sit overnight. You could even wait to put these back if you want, and then put it back in the next day after you've checked everything and it looks like it's acceptable. But it's really that simple. It takes about a half an hour to an hour maximum work to do. You just got to plan on doing it on a day when you're not going to be roasting, so that the sealant has plenty of time to harden up and seal. And some of these are non-hardening sealers, so that you still have to allow the 4 to 6 hours for them to become rubbery. And I think you'll find that it's real simple. Once you get all the old injectors out, use a mineral spirits or some type of a cleaner just to clean off the old ones, so that if you do decide to switch back, you won't have any problems the next time you go. So I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, email Randy at buckeyecoffee.com.